welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today, as we approach spring and summer and fall, which is really, we're outdoors 3/4 of the year here in Hampton. We are lucky to have a wonderful climate. But the thing we sometimes forget is to protect ourselves from the rays of the sun. Here with me from the Health Department is Norma Piovane. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I grew up in the day when you slathered on a little baby oil and you laid out on that beach and got a lovely tan, and we all thought it was great.
Right, right.
It's not great.
It's not great.
Why not?
Okay. Skin cancer is one of the most common cancers in the United States, and most of it is preventable. Okay. And it's caused primarily by the ultraviolet rays, UVA rays, and most of that comes from the sun. Okay, so in protecting ourselves from the UVA rays, we will protect ourselves from skin cancer, or most of the skin cancer.
Right, right.
Okay.
We at least reduce our risk tremendously.
Right, correct.
And even those people who've had horrible habits for a long, long time can still make a difference by changing now.
Can change now. And it's important to remember that ultraviolet rays affect everybody in every skin tone. It's not just for light-skinned people.
See, I think that, you know, because you're more, I mean, I burn pretty badly, but not as bad as people who are even more fair than me. But.
Right. The only difference between a lighter skin and darker skin is the amount of time that it takes actually to burn or for damage to happen. Okay, obviously fair-skinned people are going to damage quite quickly.
Damage means
actually,
that nice color that I like to get, right? You count that as damage.
Yes, that's damage, okay.
Darn.
Yeah, because you're actually affecting the skin cells, okay? And the skin is your body's largest organ, so you damage that.
So, okay, so we're going to be careful this summer. We are going to not necessarily limit what we do, but do it a little differently.
Do it smarter, okay? The first thing is shade, okay? To try to stay in the shade as much as possible, either an umbrella under the tree, pop-up tent, you know, whatever.
You know, it's funny, we will do that for our babies. We will protect our kids, but, you know, the minute they turn 5 or 6, or, you know, the minute we turn old enough to make our own decisions, we make bad decisions. I mean, you probably don't, but I do.
I do. and the strongest period of the day for the sun is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So really be conscious of that. Shade as much as possible. Then sunscreen. Sunscreen minimum of SPF 15. Okay.
And that's low. I hear a lot of people will say minimum 25 or 30.
Right. But the recommendations from the CDC is a minimum of SPF 15. And to put it on all exposed skin, okay? In particular, remember the bridge of your nose. You see I have a lot of damage on my nose, back of the ears. And if you're wearing sandals, the top of your feet.
That's a tricky one. I forget that a lot.
Right.
I have, you know, basically flip-flop marks all summer long.
And it needs to be reapplied every 2 hours.
That's the other thing that's very hard to remember.
Right. More frequently, people think you just need to reapply it after you go swimming or sweating or wiping off. You need to apply after you do that, but after 2 hours just out in the sun, if you're gardening or whatever, you really need to reapply it.
Now, Norma, the other thing I keep reading is that people don't apply enough.
Right.
That, how do you know how much is enough?
Just very liberally put it on, rub it in, back of the ears,
More than
the
I
neck.
think I need.
More than you think you need, okay? All right, little spritz doesn't work, okay? You really need to get it in there all over the place. Now, when you talk about children, it's not recommended that sunscreen be placed on infants less than 6 months of age. So they really need to be in the shade, okay? Baby having a rosy glow is not a sign of health, okay? It is already a sunburn, okay? The other thing is clothing, okay? Try to wear, cover as much of your skin as possible.
You know, that is something that has become much more available and widely used in recent years. I mean, it probably started with rash guards for little kids because it's real hard to get them out of the pool just because the sun is shining. But even for grown-ups, I now have a rash guard with that covers a lot of me if I'm going to be in the pool, and it's really easier than constantly reapplying
Applying
sunscreen,
sunscreen.
and it's a little safer, I think.
Right, right. Yeah, so cover as much as your skin as possible. Doesn't mean you have to wear heavy clothing, but stay away from like those pretty crochet tops.
Crochet tops, or even white T-shirts most of the time don't filter everything.
No.
Things get through it.
T-shirts, I read on one of the websites that they only provide maybe a little under the 15 SPF.
Wow.
And
that
important
was like the go-to when I was a kid.
Right.
You're starting to burn, throw a T-shirt on.
And then a lot of people put a T-shirt on to go swimming, so to protect their shoulders. But then when they come out, they leave the wet T-shirt on. But the wet T-shirt then even provides less protection.
Oh, once it's wet, it's
Once
worse.
it's wet,
well, that doesn't help
it's
it
worse.
that much in the pool then, is it?
No, not really.
Okay. Other things, and I will say, you know, vanity has helped me be more conscientious lately because, you know, it does. It dries out our skin. We get more wrinkled. We
Right.
get more all kinds of things. So I see you've brought along your hat.
Right. The other thing is hats, and people, you know, it's either a fashion statement or it's a nuisance. The best type of hat is one that has a full brim all the way around. Okay. Tightly woven is the best. Again, with the crochet tops.
Right. If you can see the sun, it's getting through.
It's getting through. If you don't, and most people have the baseball cap, well, it's good because it protects the front of your face. But what it leaves open then, again, is the back of the ears.
Right.
And so either to wear...
You got to wear your hair down and cover your neck.
Right, either cover that, and sometimes you see the workers that have a baseball cap and the bandana. That's actually a good thing to do.
Right.
But if this is what you're going to wear, make sure that sunscreen, the ears and the back of the neck go on.
And don't turn it around backward because
No,
it's not doing you much good.
No.
Okay. Are there any other things we need to remember? Do it, you know, just reapply or set a clock. Remind yourself. I mean, people
Right.
fall asleep in the sun. I'll tell you, it's a nice, relaxing by the side of the pool.
Right. And remember the the VUV rays bounce off water, bounce off sand, bounce off concrete, and bounce off snow. So just because it's winter time, you still have to do that sunscreen.
Okay. So I do actually. I will tell you, I put it on my face every day, even if it's, you know, cloudy out, even if
Right.
I don't plan on going outside. Again, that's a little more motivated by an attempt at vanity, but it all ties in together. And whatever your motivation is, if it's helping reduce your risk of skin cancer, that's an important thing.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So just remember, a lot of sunscreen.
Sunscreen, clothing, shade.
Mix it up. You
Yep.
can still be outside. Like if you're gardening, maybe instead of reapplying, you move into a shady area for a while. And that
Right.
also keeps you from getting too hot.
Right.
All those other things as well. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We are blessed in Hampton to have beautiful beaches, waterfronts, community pools, and to walk and bike outside for 9 months out of the year. But we need to remember to keep ourselves safe from the sun's rays and protect our skin and help prevent skin cancer. Thank you for watching.